Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today we're going to be doing some performance testing and gaming on my HP EliteBook 2570p. This is pre-Core i7 update. So show you here real quick. We are running the Core i5 3320M at 2.6 gigahertz. We have 8 gigs of RAM. We have not done any hardware upgrades except a SSD. Running with a mechanical hard drive, it's just not something I'm willing to do in this day and age. And so we are running with an SSD. Not a very expensive one. I spent about $25, $30 on it. So starting off with the pass mark rating, we have a total score of 2052. The two numbers we're going to look most at are the CPU score, where we have a 4640.5 and a 511 on the 3D graphics marks. That's not going to mean a whole lot to us at this point. We will see what those are after the fact. And then our Cinebench score, we have a score of 565. So again, that'll matter more after the upgrade. Now, one thing I am doing on this system, let me go ahead and exit out of here, is I am running, let's move the camera down a little bit. I have one of these fan pads that you can put the system on. I'll put a link to this in the description. One of the reasons for that is here on the right hand side, this is the exhaust vent for the computer, but this is also, I'm right-handed, and so the exhaust for the laptop kind of shoots out and warms up my hand quite a bit. So when gaming specifically, I like having it elevated, and so I have it on here so that I don't cook my hand so much on the right hand side. I just have this from other videos and projects I've done. You could use any solid surface that lifts it up a little bit. I recommend that just because if you're right-handed and you're using a mouse, you will cook your hand a little bit. Alright, now that we've done some performance testing overview, let's go ahead and look at some gaming. So first thing we're going to do is Fortnite. This is probably the most asked for game of any type of game I'm doing. I have Fraps running so we can see what we got going on. I know it says to activate Windows. I specifically haven't activated Windows yet because when I go to upgrade the CPU, it will break my Windows licensing anyways. And so I didn't see any reason to activate it before I did the CPU upgrade. So in case anybody's wondering. Alright, and just to preface once again, I do not play Fortnite except for in these review videos. And so I am absolutely horrifically terrible, and so do not expect a whole lot. So we're going to limit to, I don't know, 60 frames a second. Everything else should be on low settings here. And back. And we're going to do a solo and play. And this can take a few moments just to get matched in. It's funny that this game still technically is early access. Alright, so we're just in the pre-game section. We're getting mid 30s up to 40s. Especially once I get away from people. Get more people on the screen. Drops down to the 20s. So the last system I played Fortnite on, one of the issues that we had was assets loading in. So you just couldn't see anything on the screen. Oh, here we go. So let's see if we run into that issue. Like one of the things that wouldn't load in is the hang glider. So let's see. Oh, and we have a hang glider. That's good. Come on. And we are dropping, yeah, mid-20s, 30s. Can I not take this car? Doesn't look like I can. Alrighty. You hear the fan going. I'm going to unplug the bass here so you hear just the fan going. It's not too bad. I wouldn't call it obnoxious. The fan that I have, that bass I have underneath it running, it definitely is quite a bit louder. Oh, it looks like somebody might have already been here. So I'm probably going to die, but we're in the teens as far as, oh yeah, somebody's shooting me. I'm probably going to die here. Oh. So the frame rate on that's pretty darn low, but it did load in the different assets. We'll go ahead and join another match. Cancel. I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, play again. I'll try to do better this time. I wasn't even paying attention. Jumped out way earlier than I usually do. And again, we are with all settings low, and we're not necessarily going off of how this is now, or this is really a comparison of how it's going to be with the upgraded CPU to see if that makes any difference for us. So we're really just getting kind of a baseline here. There you go. I'm gliding around, yeah, high 30s, low 40s for those frames per second. Let's see if I can actually get a gun this time. I don't have my sound on, which makes this a lot harder. Let's see, let's turn the sound on. Alright, and I died, so. Alright, so that's our benchmark there. That's good enough. I usually do much better than that. I apologize. Usually I'm far better. I blame it on having to do this through a camera lens. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and exit, confirm. So the next thing we'll do, we'll go ahead and bring up the CPU ID, the hardware monitor, as we load up Minecraft. So what we're looking at is just CPU and GPU temperatures. They should be basically the same, since it's the same thing. Close that. We're actually going to exit out of Epic. Alright, and we have Minecraft we're going to open up. Keep an eye on these numbers here. So GPU high of 77, 78, 79 for the CPU package. Okay, we're going to play this world I created before. Alright, first thing we'll do is look at what we have for the video settings. So we have graphics as fancy, but render distance is 6. Smooth lighting maximum, VC on, full screen off, particles on, clouds fancy. So the only thing we've done is drop that draw distance, and we are getting, it's loading everything in, so that takes just a second. But once it does, we're in that mid 30 to 40, almost 50 range for Minecraft. Look at the cute bunny. This is looking pretty darn good, if I do say so. And it'll look even better. We get even better, but we're pushing that 60 frames per second buffer, or upper limit, I should say. So, you know, we're doing pretty good on this with just dropping that draw distance without having to sacrifice our quality. Very playable game. Lots of fun. Alright, that's probably enough of that. That's good demonstration of what Minecraft will look like. Close out of that. We're at that 79 limit here. Let's go ahead and open up Steam. We are actually going to play GTA 5. So I have both GTA 5 and Fortnite on here, both of which take up a ton of room. So my hard drive is basically, or I shouldn't say hard drive, my SSD is basically completely full. So Grand Theft Auto, there we have it, play it on this machine. We're going to play just Grand Theft Auto because trying to get online right now, we're still in the middle of COVID, and the online portion is just absolutely ridiculous to get connected. So I've had it take 30-40 minutes to get connected before in the past, so we're not going to try that this time. And this will still take quite a while for it to get loaded up here. And you can see that even though it's fairly black in the background, you don't see a whole lot of me. That's one nice thing about the screen, is a matte screen, so you don't get a lot of glare or reflection off of it, which is really nice, especially if you're in a bright room or anything like that. It makes it nice for viewing. It's not the best screen I've had on a laptop, but it's pretty good on a $200 or sub $200. I paid $108 for this laptop, so pretty good. We'll get loaded up here in just a few more moments, and then we will just do some quick walking around, maybe some driving, and go from there. We'll load in story mode. I almost never play the story mode. I'm barely paid more than a couple hours of that at most. At this point, I almost play exclusively online, so forgive where I'm at in it. I just don't play story mode. I only really play it to race the cars in online. So it always takes so long to load, even when it's on local. All right, here we go. And normally I play with a gamepad. I have a 360 controller I use. I don't have that hooked up to this machine right now, so we're going to suffer through keyboard and mouse. One of the biggest things I notice is the frame rates are not great, you know, in the 20s or whatever, but the input lag is probably the thing I notice the most. Like steering, the difference between me pushing a button and it reacting in the game is pretty big. And so I wonder if that will be any different. Turn off the game audio. So yeah, the input lag is probably the thing I notice the most. It makes it really hard to actually play this game because you do anything and it's a good pause between when you push a button and when it reacts. And again, I'm using the keyboard, not a controller. So if the frame rates seem okay as far as playability, but it's that input lag that seems to be the biggest issue for me. Like right there, I kept turning for quite a while after I let go of the button. And there again, it's just really laggy input. So let's go ahead. Let's see, can I push? Yeah, I can't push the Windows button if I do an Alt Tab. See what the task manager says for CPU on this. Oh yeah, it's pegging out that CPU pretty good. Oh yeah, I can't drive because not because of frame rates, it's just the input lag. You know, the car keeps going long after I've let go, or doesn't respond until long after I've pushed the button. So, all right, that's probably. Oh, probably want to see the settings I have here. Graphics, full screen. This is default resolution. Refresh rate 60 Hertz. So you don't get a whole lot of options when it comes to this. So we have normal, which is the lower setting. Everything's set to normal. Soft shadow to sharp, which is the better thing. Yeah, post FX normal. So it's set basically to lowest settings for everything, and it is still struggling. So we'll go ahead and exit out, and we are done as far as the performance and gaming of this goes. That's how it looks as it is. We'll be doing a CPU upgrade in the next couple of days, and go from there. So if you have any questions, if there's any more games you want to see We'll be doing it after the CPU upgrade. Let me know, and we'll definitely take a look at those. I will have to uninstall some games to be able to do that, because right now my drive, I think, is sitting... Yeah, I only have 20 gigs free, so I can't install a whole lot of games right now without uninstalling a couple, but definitely if you have a suggestion and it's a free game that I don't have to buy. I keep having people recommend or ask me to play games that cost money. Unfortunately, these videos don't make me money, and so I'm not going to go out and spend money on a game just for one particular person. If you have a trial or a pass or something like that that you can give me to play the game for free, even if it's just for a short while, I'll definitely take it. And if they're free games, I'll definitely consider those as well. Anyways, again, if you have questions, feel free to leave that in the comment section down below. Let me know if you have any other questions. And the next video, we will be doing the actual CPU upgrade on this system. We'll also be upgrading the RAM. I think we should upgrade it to 16 gigs of nice, fast DDR3 memory and be going from there. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.